Hello everyone, this is Paul Forsyth again, the Saxophone Professor at Northwestern State University, and I wanted to talk to you about a few practice tips that will help you with Ferling Etude number 18, which is part of the Louisiana All-State audition process. And the three things, so number one, the first thing I think you should practice with this to help set you apart from others who audition, or make sure your rhythm is extremely accurate in this. You look at this, it's a bunch of 16th notes. Yes, that rhythmically is not as hard as the dotted quarters that are tied to 16th notes, where you have to come off the beat. People often rush that, and it's not perfectly subdivided. So this is what you should practice. Whatever tempo marking you're at, I've got it at 84 at tempo. Do this at lots of different tempos. Don't just do it at 84. Go back to 60. Do it at 72. Do it at whatever tempo you can play this etude at. I'll talk more about that in a second. But practice it like this. I'm starting on the fourth line, third measure on the piano. So I do lots of exercises like that where I'm subdividing it. I repeat it over and over again. Now I'll take it out. Okay, do that lots of times. It wasn't my cleanest. I could have done it a little bit cleaner. I'm going to practice that more. But those dotted quarter notes are throughout this etude, and you want to make sure they are very accurate. Lots of subdividing with the metronome. You can turn your metronome on the subdividing. As I said, go slower. You do not have to play this etude at 84. If you can, great. Judges want to hear cleanliness and perfection of rhythm and technique. And if you're playing that at 80, I think judges would agree with me, and I've been a judge before, that is much better than playing at 84 and having some unevenness in your technique. So play it at the tempo you can play it at, where it's clean, most comfortable, and most consistent. Okay, that's my rhythm comment. The second thing I want to talk about is the breath in the second half of this etude. So same place, starting there are no rests in the second half of this etude. Some of your auditions might have a breath mark or a phrase marking, which I like to call it. Some people like to circular breathe it. Some people have giant lungs and they can get all the way through it. Not me. And I like to create a breath mark because, to me, breath mark is a phrase marking. It creates musicality and things like that. Now, you can hear how I deal with this on my recording. Go to the NSU Saxophone Studio YouTube channel, and you can find the recording of me breathing on the fifth line, last measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth measure, fifth line, last measure, after the B flat, after the third note. I'm going to demonstrate that for you. Okay, now I could do it in context, but just go listen to the recording and it'll sound a little bit better. What this does is you can turn it into a musical idea. It creates some phrasing, and that's okay. I think I got that breath mark from some editions that's actually written in the music. I know oboe players that breathe there, oboe players that breathe in other places, saxophonists that breathe in other places. That's where I like to breathe, and it creates some nice phrasing there. So practice that, listen to the recording. The third and last thing I think you should work on is, obviously, the hard part of this is really cleaning up all the technique and the fast-moving fingers. I have a techno exercise that I do anytime I'm playing a piece of music that has fast technique in it and I want to get it better and cleaner, and I call them rhythm patterns. Lots of saxophone teachers have versions of what I'm going to tell you. This is nothing groundbreaking that I've done. It's something kind of passed down through generations and developed. These are the ones I do. Since this is in 6/8, I group the notes in sixes just like it is in the music. And there are 4 rhythm patterns that I play, and I'll show you what I mean. I also have a handout of this, which I can send you. Just shoot me an email, forsyth@nsula.edu, and I can send you the handout about these rhythm patterns that I do. Now, starting 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth line, second measure. It's a really hard technical passage. Just going to do 2 measures, and I'll show you the rhythm patterns that I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth line, second measure. First one is long, short, long, short. The short note is like a grace note. Now I do that over and over again, trying to make it more like a grace note, get it faster, clean it up. That's the first rhythm pattern. The second one is that in reverse. So short, long, short, long. Again, the short note is like a grace note. Etc. Let me do that one again. I'm having a little trouble with that A there. I need to practice that. I would, but now I'm going to go on. Third rhythm pattern is 1 long, 5 short. Since they're grouped in 6-note groupings, 1 long, 5 short. So the first note of every grouping is going to be long. Now, 5 short, 1 long. So the last note of each grouping is going to be long. All right, try that again. And then you put it all together. Not my cleanest, but pretty close. And I would do that every day you practice this. Same thing with everything I did. Most of the techniques I talk about with practicing are not just one-time things. You don't just do it once and you're able to do it. Every time you practice this, do those things, and it turns the weaknesses of this etude into a strength for you. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions. If you want a handout for the rhythm patterns, send me an email, forsythp@nsula.edu. It was nice to chat with you, and I hope these helped. Talk to you soon.